Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new playthrough of Orcs Must Die 2. This is a game I've had for a while, and I've kind of been wanting to do a playthrough of it, but I've kind of been practicing for it on my own profile, so because I understand that this is quite a difficult game. I never played the first one, but I've got quite into this one. And, well, we're going to start from the first level, so I've started a new profile over here. I've got 0 career kills, compared to my other character, which has had 26,000, so considerably more. So anyway, we're going to start from the first level. I'm going to try and stick it as War Mage difficulty, which is kind of the medium one. And we've got 0 skulls available to upgrade things, so we're just going to jump straight in. I think it's a bit of a story at the first one, so if you haven't seen this game before, I'll let you view the story, so I'll try and stay quiet through this bit. When it loads.
Was this how it would end? Trapped, surrounded, my power lost. I deserved so much more. They were coming for me. Once I was their queen, now they would be my doom. Then, out of nowhere, new rift? It was different, fragile. I felt a trickle of power returning, barely there. Not enough to mind control even a single orc. Still, the rift offered an escape. As soon as I stepped through, I saw him, standing right in front of me with that ridiculous grin plastered across his face. I only had one thing to say. Run!
Well then, that was exciting, wasn't it? So yeah, this is the game now. It's kind of like a tower defense game is what I'd kind of compare it to. My sensitivity seems a bit high at the moment. Just be a second, I'll change that and I'll flip the video back in. Right, okay, I think I've fixed that now. So basically we've got this long pathway here. They're going to come out of this rift here, they're called. Are the orcs. They're going to come down this way, round there, and back in themselves. You can see on their map in the top corner. All the way through to that door. That's what we're trying to get to. This minecart here can be used to damage them. It won't damage us, luckily. And we can also shoot this target and it will switch the track it goes down. But I think we'll leave it there for now, because it'll hit them earlier on, which is better for us. So press B button to choose our defences. We're not timed before, we'll add as much time as we want to upcoming. We can see what's coming up here. It's got the light orcs and the medium orcs. These are fairly easy because it's the first level. And these are the defences we've got to choose from. So you obviously need the weapon. I'll go with the blunderbuss, which I think is the most balanced weapon. And I think some of these are from the DLC, so even on the first level we get a couple of extra things. So I'm just going to go with, I think, what you would have had normally. Because I have got all the DLC for this game, because I bought it as part of a bundle. I think it was worth it. It's got some nice extra levels. So we'll go with this. We've got the blunderbuss, which is our weapon that we'll be attacking with, and these are the traps. We've got the tar trap, which slows enemies down, and the arrow wall, which will fire upon enemies from the wall and do a bit of extra damage. So I think we'll start here, because we want to be able to slow them down, and we want to be able to do a bit of damage to them if we can afford to. Oh, that pillar's in the way there, so actually I think we'll... I know this is only an easy level, but I'd prefer to be properly equipped. Probably should have done that first, because there's only certain places where you can place those. We can place these just about anywhere. So we'll do that instead. That way, whilst they're being slowed, they'll be in the range of those for longer. And then they'll come out of this rift here.
What a mess!
These are quite easy to kill. Obviously, this being kind of like a shotgun, it's actually reasonably good at range. It doesn't have too much for dispersal on it, but it is better close up. You might only sort of half damage them. Also it has a secondary fire which uses the mana, which is the blue bar, and that fires grenades, which either explode after a certain amount of time or upon contact with an orc. But they're alright, they're not brilliant until you actually upgrade them later with the currency that you get in-game called skulls, which you can either pick up at the end of a level, or you can occasionally pick them up during level. And this is done in waves, like a usual tower defense game. So that's one wave. Now we've got the next wave. We've only got a certain amount of time before the next wave starts automatically. So we're going to place another one there. Can we not afford that? Right. Better afford it in a second. Oh, you can also knock them over the edge using the grenades. That's quite a useful tactic. If you knock them off the edge, that is instant kill. Well, usually on the small one, the explosion can kill them anyway. So. We should get some medium ones coming fairly soon, and they're a bit tough to kill. I think they have about twice the health. So that could be interesting. Now, I'm not particularly going for a high score here, because to get the high scores you really need to revisit these levels when you've got more traps. Because the higher scores you get depend on how many different traps were used to kill the orcs along their route, I believe. You get like a score combo. So we can't really do that when we've only got 2 traps. So I'm just going to be shooting them as much as possible to try and hold them off. And eventually you'll get a rest wave, which you have got as much time as you want, but if you stay too long without starting the wave, you will run out of time essentially. By which I mean, to get the 5 skulls, which is the best thing to get because you've got more spending money, you need to do the level within a certain amount of time, complete the level, and also not lose any of the rift points. So at the moment, we're keeping them off fine, which is good. Well, this is only the first level, so we should expect to. I've mainly just been sending them further back as a precaution, just in case something goes horribly wrong. Now, our traps can't hurt us, which is unrealistic, but very useful. I mean, if they could hurt us, I'm not sure what you would do. There's quite a lot of them this time, but tar traps really do work. But, there we go, you see one's falling. That's quite rare, actually. That's kind of like a bonus thing. You might usually only get 1, possibly 2 on larger levels. Sometimes you don't get any, so it's quite lucky to get, actually. It gives us some extra upgrade points to spend. Just keep them. No. Right, so now we've got our rest wave. I think we can just set off straight away. Don't need any of this. I'll just place some more tar traps here so we've got a chance to speed up again. Right then. Let's get them. Yeah, this first level is quite easy. They do get, towards the end of the campaign actually, they get really difficult. Hopefully by then we'll have enough kit though to be able to do them properly. As long as we get as many skulls as we can early on. Well, if it does become the case, I might just have to do some practice levels to earn us some more things, because I prefer not to have to go down to the easy level. I prefer to keep it on medium. But I'll do that off camera, any boring bits. I'll mainly just be going through the campaign levels. There's quite a few of them now. I think one of the first things we should upgrade is the blunderbuss. I find it quite useful, because the grenades, you can get an upgrade for it, which is fairly cheap. It gets more expensive to upgrade it each time afterwards, but it makes the grenades cost less magic to cast and deal more damage. Essentially you can fire them a lot more often and they do more damage, and I think that's quite a worthy upgrade because they are useful, especially when there's big clumps of enemies, because you can damage them all. There we go. So that was the first level. Let's see what we got. 5 skulls on that one. As you can see, if we go on stats, this is the reason why I wasn't taking time out. You've got a part-time here, 5 minutes. We managed to do it in 4 minutes 13, so that's fine. Leaderboards, I highly doubt we'll be anywhere on there. Find me. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't brilliant. But who cares? We'll head on to the next level. So I'll see you in a while for that. Goodbye.